Yo, guys, you're back. Or I'm back. I don't know if it's I'm back or you're back. Either way, we're about to start this thing off again. Thank you guys for joining. This is, I can't believe I'm doing this consistently because I'm so bad at producing content. I'm so bad at uh, editing and putting all the things together. I wish I could just hire a team that could just do it for me, and then I could just spin off things as they come into my head. But I read an article about calendar building, and I really like what Jason Fried has done. He's the CEO of Basecamp, at least I believe he's a founder of Basecamp, and he has this really dynamic view of how a schedule should be run. And while I don't adhere to everything he says, I do like the idea of blocking calendars, and also it innately makes me shiver when I think of people who have access to their bosses or to their direct reports calendar, and they just barge in without asking any questions, and they just start scheduling things on top of the calendar. They don't know what's important, they don't know what's not important, they don't know where you're standing from it. And so my version of this method is to really have an idea of what you want to be doing with your time, and making sure that people can't barge in on it if it's important to you. I really think that having a blocked out schedule is where we're going to react and where we're going to come in handy. So, what I love about it is that you're able to prioritize things that are on your plate that may not be a priority to someone else. And why that's important is because everyone else's priority is more important than yours. It's just the fact of the matter, it's human nature. When I schedule a meeting with someone, I believe that my reason for scheduling the meeting is more important than their reason. Now, that isn't ideal, especially if you're trying to negotiate something or sell something. You want their reason to meet with you to be more important. But generally speaking, I'm not in a sales role. I'm more in a management and an educational role. I find that when I'm meeting with someone, I really cherish my time. I work a lot. I'm usually in some capacity working for a few hours every single day of the week. And so Saturday and Sundays, it's easy because you are able to, no one else is really working, or not many people are working. So you're able to prioritize that way. Unfortunately, during those 2 days, not many people externally are working. And so, in order to create partnerships and in order to work with people who might be your direct reports, who might be your bosses, you have to kind of fit in the things that might be a high priority for your team in terms of Monday through Friday rather than including Saturday and Sunday, if that makes sense. So, when you block off your time, don't be disrespectful. Don't block off all your time. Just make sure you clear with your boss. Hey, I work much better if I have a time blocked off where I just work on my tasks. For me, I have a Trello board and I have it marked off for all of my huge projects. Hey, I need to be doing this for this many hours per day. Or I might even say, if I have a huge project that's coming up and it's due 3 months or 6 months from now, I will put in a place where Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, from this time to this time, I'll set aside an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, and I will just concentrate on this. Now, for the answering emails, I schedule that off for 30 minutes at a time just because it's hard for me to remember to answer emails. I don't get notifications on my phone, not in that way. I also don't get desktop notifications on my computer. I know that they're coming in, but what I do, instead of being distracted, because I know that decision fatigue is a real thing. I will repeat, decision fatigue is a real thing. I will repeat, decision fatigue is a real thing. I know this, and so therefore I like to answer emails on my own time, whereas a lot of people are very reactive. So I like to be proactive when I answer emails. And so when I'm working on a project, I really like to have things blocked off, and that way I know what I'm capable of accomplishing in a certain amount of time. So if I have 2 weeks deadline to do a project, I'll rearrange my whole schedule and make sure that I'm able to allot specific time that is uninterrupted to do this project. I think better when I'm not distracted. I think all humans think better when they're not distracted, even if they say that they aren't. I think there are very few people that actually can be distracted and they work more efficiently than if they weren't distracted. But most of us, it's just not a question. And so I have a whiteboard that's over here to my left, to your right, and I write down ideas. And I have whiteboard strategy sessions on Fridays and Saturdays, and sometimes on Thursdays or Wednesdays. And but definitely Saturdays and Fridays, I always have a whiteboarding type of session where I block off time in my mornings and I just listen to music. And I think I have a little candle thing over there, and I just think through what I'm gonna do for a year, a month, a week, a day. I just really kind of try and process around a particular subject. And you can do that too. I do it for work just because I really like the competition that business brings, and so usually I'm not really competing with anyone but myself. So I like whiteboard strategizing, if that's a word. I like that about work. Whereas someone else, they might be looking at their finances, and it might be a great time for them to block out time on the calendar to really dive into their money situation. So all that to say is that there are options out there. You don't have to be subject to busy work, busy work, busy work. Sometimes you can break it apart. Make sure you get your boss's permission. Don't say that you heard it from some YouTube guy that doesn't really know what he's talking about, that you should block off your time in order to be more productive. One, it's not just me. Studies show that that's a way to be more productive. And two, you're going to ask permission and just make sure that it's okay and they sign off, because I think that at the end of the week, or at least the end of the month, you will find that you're getting projects done at a very high clip. When you're not worried about answering emails, worried about people stopping by your office, worried about people just barging in on your calendar. I really think that this is a good way to operate, and it's a way that I've always wanted to. But now that I work remotely and I work from home and I kind of work on my own schedule, it's really possible for me to dive into the things that I've always thought were really common sense in terms of the way that I work efficiently. Um, Maybe you don't work the same way, but for me, definitely, I work more efficient when I'm able to block off my calendar. So, anyways, hey, thanks for coming. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. I'm more excited because I can just talk about whatever I want. I built this YouTube channel to be different blocks. So it might be business, it might be personal, it might be millennials, it might be money, it might be relationships, it might be anything. I might have my wife in, I might have friends drop by. It's just going to be a little dynamic. For the first few, probably months, I'm just going to feel it out and see how the content goes and how I can put that on a schedule. But after that, I really plan on inviting people on, whether it's through Google Hangouts and we publish recording, or if people just stop by the apartment and hang out. Wouldn't that be awesome to just have um, you know Warren Buffett to my right, just hanging out, talking about not even money, not even stocks and investment, just talking about life. I really want to hear how he goes through life. But anyways, thank you guys. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is that I decide to publish this, because I'm not on a schedule. All right, see ya.